Here is my prototype for the open-ended project. I was creating a alert system for the Worcester Art Museum. So basically the goal was to create an experimental setup that would monitor the environment around a painting, and if something is out of whack, it will notify the correct people. So I was measuring 4 things. I was measuring the air quality, the proximity, the temperature, and the humidity. And depending on what's wrong, these lights will light up to notify someone. There's a hole cut in the front for the proximity, so this would be placed underneath of a painting. So if you got too close, these lights would light up. This is more for the patrons than anything else. Green means you're a good distance back. Yellow means you're getting a bit close, and red means you're way too close. This light lights up if the air quality is out of range. This is if the temperature is out of range. And then blue is if the humidity is out of range. You can see. I also have a hole in the back for the wire, so it's hidden. Here is the inside of my prototype. I have unclipped some of the wires to the lights that are in the front just so you can see the sensors, and then I'll hook those back up and explain those in a minute. So here we have the air quality sensor. It comes over and is hooked into the top 2 pins over here. Then we have the temperature and humidity sensor, which is plugged into the analog pin that's over here. And then here we have the proximity sensor, which is plugged in to port 9 and 10. So there's that. We have the 5 volts and ground hooked up over here in this corner. Then we have for the lights for the proximity, the red, yellow, and green kind of stoplight configuration are these first 3, see if I can get a better view, these first 3 like resistors right here. So it's hooked up here in the corner using the male to female wires. And then these 3 lights are plugged into ports 11, 12, and 13. I have went back and rehooked all of the lights back up so you can see it better. For the long pins on here, I did blue. Oh, no. Yeah, I did the blue wire, and then for the short pins, I did the purple wire just so it was easier for me to see. So these 3 are these last 3 configurations right here. And then I made all 3 that connect to the Arduino red. And these 3 lights are plugged into ports 5, 6, and 7. And then in the code, they reflect that. So here's the whole setup. Here is my project code. I sourced code from different like learning sites, including our class module for proximity, and then spliced those together and made them fit this project. So here we're initializing the different sensors. Here's air quality, humidity, and proximity. Here is where I set up and name the LEDs and which pins they're going to be in. And then we go into the void setup, which is where I set up the air quality sensor, the temperature sensor. Here's the proximity sensor. Here's where we set up the LEDs again. And then we go into the void loop. Here is the air quality. It just prints it out. And then here's the alert system. So if it goes above the level of CO2 that's supposed to be in a room, it'll alert and it'll light up. Here's the humidity section. So it is also going to be constantly printing out the humidity and the temperature, just so that can be watched whenever. And then here's the alert system. So if the temperature is out of this range, the LED will light up. There will be an alert issued, and if not, it's not on. Same thing with humidity. Outside of this range, the light will turn on. If it exits that range, the light will turn off. Here is a proximity. This sets up all of the stuff. So it says what time, how long the program's been running, which could be a useful thing to have on hand, and then how far away whatever is in front of it is. And then here's the stoplight system set up. So if you're outside, if you're farther than 100 centimeters away from the painting or whatever it's in front of, light's green, you're good to go. If you are between 90 centimeters and 100 centimeters, it's going to turn yellow as a warning, like, hey, back up. And then if you're greater than 90, it turns red. And then as soon as you like exit out these ranges, the lights will turn on and off depending on where you're at. So that's the whole code. Now I'm going to run the code with the prototype. So we're going to upload. We are going to open this up. It's going to list the sensors that are being used just up here at the top. The first thing that's going to happen is that this middle light's going to light up because my room is too cold for the range in here. So you can see it lights up. I'm not in front of the proximity sensor, so it lights up green, but if I put my hand in front, it should turn red. There we go. Since the temperature's out of range, it says alert, temperature is out of range, and it'll continue to say that until it exits this range. Right now, both the CO2 level and the humidity is in the range. The quickest way to change that is for me to breathe on it. So now we have that the air quality is out of range and the humidity is out of range. So white is lit up, blue is lit up. We can just see that the air quality went back to normal ranges. The humidity is slowly dropping. We can see that the air quality thing is no longer on here, but temperature still out of range, humidity still out of range. It's green because I'm not in front. Now it's red. We're about to get back into humidity range. We're back in the humidity range and the light should turn off. There we go. And then I'm no longer in front of the proximity sensor, so it turns green.